Of all the YouTube videos I watch on business and entrepreneurship, nothing inspires me more than seeing people build their business in real time. There's something about following people's journey and learning from the things as they go rather than retrospectively. And that's part of the reason why I'm sharing our journey in building a business from $0 to $1 million over the next 12 months in the hope that it will inspire someone. If it's the first time on this channel, my name's Pat, and over the last couple of weeks I've been sharing our progress of building a business from the ideation phase to putting a team in place to help me take this thing to the moon. If you want to catch up on part 1 and 2, just click up here to get you up to speed. Okay, so since my last video, I went through the first 3 stages of this project. Here it is again quickly so you can see the different stages that we've mapped out. Number 1 is the ideation phase, validation stages, building the team, prototype, MVP, first users or first customers, the adjustment or any pivot, revenue, scale, and number 10, the end goal. So far and to this date, I went from ideation to validation to building a team in around 1.5 months, and over the last 4 weeks, we've completed an MVP and brought on our first members. Now, the business we're creating is a paid private community for founders that's called Founders Collective, and our goal for this community is to build a curated and a vetted network of entrepreneurs, founders, so that they can get the support, the resources, intros to partners, basically all the things that can help them grow and fulfill their mission. So given that we had a good founding team in place, it was time to start laying out the prototype of this community. Now, we're not a tech or a product company at all, but it was still important to create the wireframe for the community that we wanted to build so that we had a plan to move forward. And there were 3 parts to our wireframe. First is who are our ideal members. Second is what is our messaging to attract the right members. And the third is the delivery of our service focused on user experience. So at the very beginning, I created this simple document called the rollout of the community. And it looks something like this. It focused on developing the outline for the deliverables, inviting the founding members, how we would create some FOMO for members that would come through at the very beginning, creating in-person events, hosting first round table, getting wins, basically going from start to our first 100 members is what I laid out in this document. Now, before we started working on the delivery of our services or the community itself, we wanted to also figure out the different types of ideal members that was out there for us. And this is where we're bringing our avatar matrix that we created. Now, in this matrix, it kind of outlines the different stages of the entrepreneurs that we would be working with. And you can see their goals, their challenges. We kept it really simple. We wanted to get through this quickly, and we wanted to start talking to members so that we get a good idea of exactly who they are and what they needed. And this gave us a really good foundation to then moving to the next stage, which is to create the MVP. Now, when we're talking about the MVP, there wasn't just the service or the community itself that we wanted to create an MVP for. We wanted to keep up with the wireframes that we created, so we would actually build 3 different MVPs, if you like. And even though they're not products, it was basically the minimum that we needed to be able to get our first members. Now, keep in mind, we wanted to test our thesis, so we didn't want to spend a lot of money building fancy things or bringing people in to build some software until we had enough momentum and made the right pivots along the way to give us the opportunity to go all out. So first things first, Cal builds us our task tracker on Asana. You can see here how much he laid out in order to give us the steps and to keep us accountable to all the things that we needed to do. So with that, the first MVP that we worked on was actually our webpage. We really wanted to have something to show potential members that we were talking to in the beginning. So we built something in Go High Level, which is a platform that I already had because it's a CRM and we use it for my business, and it was not going to cost anything. And they had a function that would allow us to build a site. So you can see here, it's got some basic design. I'm no web designer or copywriter, but our elements, our brand presentation gave us enough to be able to present this to some of the people that we were talking to become members in the first place. Of course, as we go along and iterate the messaging, we'll go through a full website revamp and bring in the right people to really put together our final website that will go out to people. For our deliverables, we were pretty quick to work out what we wanted based on the main problem that we were solving. And having talked to a lot of founders, we were quick to identify that. And we worked on deliverables that would give our members not just the best value, but also ones that would help them become sticky, or in other words, to reduce churn. And when researching a lot of communities, we found some fundamental things that they had as part of their delivery to get the best results, and we just added our own twist to it. And here are the 8 pillars that we came up with that formed our MVP. Now, this is subject to change depending on the feedback that we get from our first members, but the first 8 things that we're going to focus on is exactly this, and you can see it on our website. We're creating a curated network of successful founders and investors. We'll have monthly roundtable meetings within small groups of people. We'll have special guests and workshops with key insights. We'll have in-house awards and recognition from peers and industry leaders. We're going to have introductions to investors and other partners for collaboration. One thing that's really important is to have a community that will support you and network with as well. They'll have access to a library of resources, including strategies and tools for growth. And my favorite one is getting people to in-person events where they can stay well connected. Now, what's going to be important here is making sure that we get good member feedback and as quickly as we can, so that we can add or subtract things to our value proposition. And that's the main reason why we wanted to get things out quickly, start talking to people so that they can tell us exactly what they want. As for our community platform, there's actually a lot of ways that we could have done this. There's private Facebook groups, there are no-code builders like Circle, and a bunch of other ones that we ended up trying out. But the one that we settled on was a platform called Mighty Networks. It gave us all the functionality of a community that we wanted to have and be able to engage with, and also the opportunity to brand our own app down the line. So for now, we've built out the channels, the different layers inside the channels, and we were able to quickly invite our founding members to. And now they're using it. We're testing out some of the features, some of the things that they need, they don't need, some of the things they like, and also they don't like. So with all that in place, we were good to start bringing in some founding members. Before we did that, it was also really important to note that bringing on the right founding members was really the key. We wanted members who have potentially going to shape the community, and if we get this part wrong, like, it could be really terrible moving forward. So first thing before we started inviting people was to set our standard, put some rules and some laws in place, expectations as well, so that we can set the standard very, very high from the very beginning as well. And you can see with what I'm sharing here, this is the type of things that they will get as part of community access, but also clearly laid out expectations, the type of participation, the type of attitudes that we want to have inside of it, and also the level of importance that they put into this community, because, you know, having them dictate what happens moving forward is going to be really important. As of doing this video, it's taken us just 3 weeks to get our first 10 paying founding members, and we have a small target of about 20 before the end of this year. Now, these members have come from DMs on LinkedIn and via Facebook, highly targeted and highly personal reach outs, people who we knew could really benefit from what we're doing, and people who we surveyed in the past as well that we brought on. How we'd get them on board would usually be a conversation starter via DM, to then move on to a quick call. We would lay out the standards that we were looking for, and from there we'd send them a short video that was a formal invite to our private community. That video plus our MVP website and the document on our expectations and laws was enough to get them to come on board. It also validated our messaging and the information we were providing with our basic marketing plan. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll be bringing our members for an in-person event that I think will really solidify that aspect of our community. So that's it. Our private community going from building MVPs to getting our first members. From here, we're going to work hard on picking more founding members that is a really good fit. And in the next video, I can give you further updates on our progress and a sneak peek into our marketing plan to getting our first 100 members and beyond. And that's all we've been up to so far. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you on the next one.